Tell me what you think of Black Thunder's chances this season. Black Thunder is obviously in line as one of the favourites to take all of the trophies this season, which means I think they'll qualify for the Champions League also. Now let me explain why. This squad has strength, speed, awareness, and just as important, skill, distributed in all areas. Plus they have players that will be fighting for places in the first 11. One of the three managers, Samir Patil, Pam, has already stamped his signature all over this team, just by showing his willingness and enthusiasm to get stuck in where it matters most, off the field as well as on it. It was at his insistence that the final piece of the puzzle was purchased a week or so ago. It's no surprise, who I'll mention later of course, it's no surprise that this person is the younger brother of the final piece in Blue Ice's puzzle. The matches between Black Thunder and Blue Ice are already becoming a tantalizing prospect for the fans, especially the Champions League qualifier. Amiraj Chowdhury, Omi, would be the logical choice in goals. He does consider himself to be a goalie, and I can't judge him wrong on that. He's brave and can dive. What he lacks, though, is height and composure. I wouldn't frown if Black Thunder loaned a goalkeeper and then tried Omi in a hard man central midfield role. But in the TZLC, being a hard man is like a death warrant. If all the players were practicing regularly, there's no doubt in my mind I'd play a 4-3-3 formation. Come to think of it, even if most of them are not in training, I'd still play 4-3-3. Only I'd prefer players that are taking efforts to train over those that aren't. The 4-3-3 I'm thinking of is with the 4 at the back, not thinking too much about getting involved in the attack. This is getting involved in the attack during the game. Of course, whenever you're in a situation where you're down and you need to start pumping players up, pushing players up, then of course the defenders would get involved in overlapping runs and pushing up. But right now, at the start of the match where it's still 0-0 and you're still judging the opponents, I would like BT to calmly pass the ball about, see what happens, and the defenders should not be forced into attack. That's all. Excuse me. Regarding the midfield and attack, I've already got an idea set in my mind. So let me move on to the defenders, left back and right back positions. I would have 3 players probably fighting for two of those positions. As Prashant Bandari, that's Banda, and Swapnil Desle, which is Du, are ideal central defenders, it would be Dhananjay Randhavan, that's Dan, Neeraj More, that's Miraj, and Sharad Lonkar, which is Shal, would be challenging for the right back and left back positions. Both Shal and Dan should try and cement themselves into these positions, as I actually feel Miraj is more suited to a central midfield role. The 3 in midfield would be central. Shubhankar at RCM and Jehan at LCM, that is right central midfield and left central midfield. Jehan is quite capable with his left foot as well as his right, so therefore that's why I would be sort of pushing him towards the left central midfield position. Parmesh would be in central midfield and would be the constant link between everything. The playmaker. This midfield combining with the central defense pairing of Panda, who exudes strength and power, and Du, who's got all that guile and agility, is a mouth-watering prospect. Add to that the attack, and Black Thunder fans would be desperate to see the season start soon. Pam, with ability, speed and stamina on his side, would be too much to handle down the right flank as a right winger. I'm hoping Sharad Y, popularly known as Sherry, will do the same down the left. Although not a natural left footer, he also has the talent to torture any opposition right back. The final position would have 2 takers, Neeraj Shah and Harshad Salagre. Neeraj would pip Harshad to the post if I wanted a centre forward, and Harshad if I wanted a striker. Neeraj is also a consummate finisher and very good on the ground. So I'd go for Neeraj. As in any squad, players could switch position as and when the situation demands. I sincerely feel Black Thunder can rain down buckets of misery on any opponent. But what I feel may not necessarily happen. Thank you for your thoughts. We'll get back to you soon.